fans, welcome back into the ring here. This is our holiday show. It's December 23rd, 2012. The Company of Heroes 2 Alpha stress test just ended on Friday. Those of you that were lucky enough to get in on that got a taste of the future of the franchise. The rest of you who have won keys here on SNF or perhaps at a convention or by the Steam or Origin or THQ pre-order deal will be in on the closed beta that will start sometime in January when the workforce gets back to work. We're all excited for that. Will probably be a new build and we're going to see some changes as we get ready to get this thing geared up and ready to launch in 2013, which will be the year of Company of Heroes 2 on the Eastern Front. Yoink! You ready for Game 3 here, man, SNF?
New map, same contenders, all tied up at 1-1. Heck yes, I'm ready. Let's see some fun action.
It's like a reset. What was a best of 5 is now a best of 3. Between the challenger, Twister, and the SNF3 champ, Fir3ball. So these guys are about to get into it, but before we get to that, let me just give you a left to right on Uncle Sam's wonderful holiday splash screen here. That is NTD in the Santa hat. On the left, your observer extraordinaire. He got his own thread after last week's fantastic observing, trying to micro units that he couldn't control. Everybody enjoyed that. We have TM Yoinkster himself. He's second from the left. That's you, Yoink. You got a big smile on your face, man. You got some shiny pearly white.
I'm happy in that pick. I'm happy because I'm on a Sunday Night Fights group there.
That's me, the evil crowd bastard with the binoculars in the center. I'm AmiPolizeiFunk. I'm your host for this evening's festivities. We have our special guest, Symbiosis, to my left, standing in front of the decorated Christmas tree. I think that it looks like that's a shot from Bois du Châtelet. I would not be surprised if Sam used his own map as the background. Uncle Sam is both the creator of the splash screen and the creator of the map that you're about to see these players battle on. And of course, I can't forget, last but not least, the king of the monkeys, our tournament director, General Hell. That's him there on the far right of their screen under the Kotu.org logo. Shout-outs to our sponsors, NVIDIA. Their GeForce GTX 680 is our grand prize for our champ, who will battle it out on the 27th of January. That will be our last show. Boy, January is going to be fun for us. And, of course, Relic Entertainment, the maker of this great franchise, THQ. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And we're, of course, Kotu.org. Please register on our website. Join us. Check out our news posts. If NTD would now take us to the fight card again, this thing is so cool. I just want to give it a little more screen time. We've got a very interesting story. Aljaž is from Slovenia, and we have to apologize to him because at first we put Slovakian flag under his name, which is the exact same flag. It's like the Russian white, blue, and red stripe, but it has a different shield. The Slovakian flag has a shield with, like, I don't know, it looks like some kind of regal, like, crusader crosses in the center. So we messed that up, so apologies to Slovenia here. That's now the correct flag. And Twister has an interesting story. His family actually were political refugees from Belarus. And they moved to France when he was 9 years old. So we asked him, you know, do you want a Belarusian flag or do you want the French flag? And he said he'd like to represent France. So I just love this fight card with his fist coming right out your face. It's like 3D.
Yeah, it's really cool. And also, it says Twister across the glove. Did we add that, or does he actually have a glove that says Twister? I would be hilarious if he did.
That's Photoshop magic. It also says Fir3ball on his left sleeve. But he says, "Here comes trouble." That's actually on his shirt. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun with these. We've got some stats there. You know, Aljaž has been in already many of the Season 4 bouts. let's see if he can qualify and join Symbiosis on that right side bracket semifinals. Simmy's going to take a break and let Yoink and I handle this one here. We are guaranteed a Game 4. That's pretty exciting. But while we're looking at this fight card, let me say to all of you Company of Heroes players out there, how would you like to get your portrait immortalized on a Sunday Night Fights Season 4 fight card? You have one chance left. If General Hell would throw a link up, the sign-ups to the 4th Quali Tourney, which is on December 30th, the second to last day of 2012. Next week, next Sunday, the sign-ups are open now on Binary Beast. It is first come, first serve. It's a very limited amount of spots. We have 8 invites that have already been sent out. And we have, haven't been sent out yet. Will be sent out soon. And we have 24 first come, first serve slots, and then there is always a wait list. And so if you imagine yourself with your dukes up, ready to beat the hell out of some contender, Yoink, man, I think the 4th Quali tournament is going to be awesome. We got guys like Sefa and Devem and Freestyler and Korean Army and one of these 2 guys and new heroes like Bjarki and Shevu No Lucky Strike. I think we're going to see some fierce action next Sunday. But the important thing is, sign-ups are open now. It's open to anybody. Even if you think that, you don't have a chance against these guys, let me tell you, it's a treat to get your ass whooped by one of them. Have you ever played in a tournament, Yoink?
I have. I played in a tournament a long time ago, and I just want to remind all of our viewers that you should take the shot and take a chance, because you never know what might happen. Sunday Night Fights is not all about just having pro players featured in games. Just look at last week's show. We had 2 unknown players come up and beat some of the greatest Company of Heroes players historically of all time, and they got featured on Sunday Night Fights. I mean, Bjarki, I keep saying his name wrong, was a Cinderella story, Bjarki, and so was Lucky Strike. And it just goes to show that there is talent out there that can sometimes rise to the top and surprise everybody and show some really, really great games. So if you are thinking of possibly challenging our players in Sunday Night Fight for a place in Company of Heroes history, next week is your last chance to do it.
That's right, last chance. So let's fill up these sign-ups. Let's fill up a waiting list. Let's make sure all the slots are full next week, and let's say Merry New Year's and so long, Company of Heroes, Swang Song, Victory Lap next Sunday. I'm looking forward to the action. These quality tournaments have been the most fun I've had yet. Just watching the run-up to the show, it's just been a blast. Lots of streamers. All right, NTD, let's go to Bois du Châtelet. Let's go to Twister and Alliage, a.k.a. Fir3ball, in what is now a best-of-3. The next 2 games, which we are guaranteed to see, will be on this map. And then if it goes to a 5th and final ace game, they will veto to decide the final 5th map. We are paused at 5 seconds. Yoink, who would you like to follow?
You know what? I'll take Twister in the north with his Americans.
All right, well, let's see if the Americans can dig a win out of this series here. They're 0 for 2. We're paused at 5 seconds. I'm coffeeed up. I'm jacked on caffeine. I wish I was Michael Buffett. Here we go. Let's get ready to rumble! 2012 Happy Holiday Show SNF. Here we go. I'm paused at 5 seconds. We're going to unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause! 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yoink, it's been pouring snow on me in Berlin for the last 2 or 3 days. It is a white Christmas up in this house. Let me tell you what, we were sloshing through the snow today. Oh, it's cold up in here.
Well, it's cold in Los Angeles, too, but there is no snow. There is no snow ever in Los Angeles. It's just palm trees and bright skies, and it is chilly here in sunny Southern California.
I mean, you know that I am a Los Angelino. I am a native, born and raised. I was born at the hospital in Santa Monica, lived there till I was 18, and ran off to college at San Diego. So I know all about LA, and let me tell you what, Berlin is a lot more Christmassy feeling.
Yeah, I would guess there's not a whole lot of Christmas going on in Los Angeles this time of year. I mean, sure, there's Christmas trees and everywhere, but it's not like New York, Chicago. It just never snows. You gotta go to, if you want snow, you gotta go to like Mountain High or Big Bear or something like that for a ski resort, which is not too bad. But you know, for the most part,
yeah,
it's a black Christmas here. That's what they call it back east, I think.
Tahoe, Mammoth, Big Bear. People would be surprised that California's got some great skiing, but it's a huge state, lots of mountains, some good stuff in there. I could just relate a little story. My son and I, we were waiting for some Christmas gifts for his grandparents to be sort of, you know, wrapped up and packaged nicely. We went to an Italian food store and got them a variety of, you know, like gourmet Italian foods. And while we were waiting, we were just out in the streets, you know, like scooping big mounds of snow off of the hoods of cars and things, and had a massive snowball fight. It was very cool.
Ah, that sounds like fun. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the holidays with your family. That's cool.
Man, I know I'm under NDA, but playing the alpha, that was some snow. There was a lot of snow in the alpha.
There is, and you know, I don't think it violates it doesn't violate the NDA to say that there is a very passionate amount of discussion going on about very important things, which is good for Company of Heroes 2.
Yeah, right? This community loves this game, and it's like everything about the game, the community takes it personally and makes it, you know, part of their like reason to exist, to prove their point or get their opinion heard. Gotta love this community and how passionate they are about Company of Heroes and its franchise. Everybody wants to see the best for it. We've heard some worrying news from THQ as this first engagement strikes off on the right-hand side of Bois du Châtelet, and we wish all the employees of THQ and their owned companies like Relic the best of success. Hopefully their quote-unquote restructuring will go well, and we will know more about that in the middle of January. There's 1 month where bidders can bid on THQ, so we're gonna at least it's not like we just have to wait an indefinite amount of time. I mean, in the middle of January, we will know what's up. That's cool. I like that we don't have to wait forever to find out what's going on.
Yeah, and you know, companies go through restructuring all the time. It does not mean the end of the world. Sometimes, you know, restructuring is what you do. It's the wise, smart, responsible thing to do if you feel like you're having some financial problems, because that's how you get out of them. So this is, they're doing the right thing. They're going to survive.
Right, and you know, Relic's a great company. Hopefully they will stay strong, and we wish all of them wonderful holidays. If Tribal Bob was in the chat, shout out to him. Thank him again for being a guest on SNF, and we're going to try to get some more Relic developers onto the show in January when we really run up into the finals. I cannot wait until the semifinals start. You know, we've got the contender bout, quali tourney next week, and then we have the 4th contender bout, and then January is just going to be full of hot Company of Heroes action as we send off this great and venerable game.
I agree with all of those sentiments, but I gotta say, have you been watching this engagement that's been going on here around this big forested area on the right-hand side? I'm surprised it doesn't happen more on Bois du Châtelet, being that it's such a big map and there are these big chunks of forest in the middle here that just kind of like, you kind of go in a circle around them, and that's exactly what we were seeing. Both of these guys didn't want to engage, but it looks like now we've got an incredible amount of Volksgrenadiers right in the center, firing away at rifles. I can't believe these rifles are lasting as long as they have.
Look at them all. 3 squads lined up by that drain pipe. Alyaj complaining about some kind of bug. Maybe he couldn't retreat like he wanted to.
Yeah, you know what it was?
He
lost his MG42. Look, it's now in the house, owned by the Americans.
Oh no, that's huge.
Yeah, I think he got an MG42 retreat bug, so he's stuck. He lost a very, very important unit, early game unit for the Wehrmacht, especially when you go so heavy Volksgrenadiers. This is trouble. Now they're going to face their own MG42 right to the face. That green cover is the only thing keeping them from retreating.
And Twister has successfully cut Alyaj off of all of the high resources on the right-hand side of the map. Look at this close engagement. Rifles rushing in. That's what you do when you have the MG supporting you. You have the freedom to go in in there and blast your opponent out of cover. And Aliaj has to do a pretty full retreat. And you know what I really like about this Yoink is the way that the entire map is kind of flashing. And we have some allied play that we're accustomed to seeing on maps like Angeville. We still have Aliaj off on the extremities of the map. He was going to try to lower that fuel, but he thought better against it now. But he has whited the left VP, and this is reminding me of some classic tournament games that we see on aggressive maps like Angeville. Man, I hope that we can get some maps like this or similar where the entire map is being used and engaged in Company of Heroes 2. That would be that's my #1 holiday wish is a really fully active map where we got flashing sectors all over the place at the same time in Company of Heroes 2.
Well, you know, based on our own interactions with our fantastic map makers and what the map makers say Relic is doing, I think that they're going to go in the right direction. We're going to have some fantastic maps in Company of Heroes 2. I just want to comment also here, we're 6 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. We are seeing incredibly quick tech from Twister. He now has a motor pool up and enough fuel and manpower to pump out an M8 here in just about a minute.
It's always interesting to see. I mean, the sort of formula of Company of Heroes is that, you know, the allies are able to, around 5 minutes, kind of do a good push against the Axis often. When things are clicking properly for the allies, you know, they get a good runoff like that, and they're able to secure some sort of slight lead. And it's always up to the allies as the aggressors to choose whether they want to capitalize on that lead by going quick bars or by going M8. And so now Twister's deciding to rush an M8 here, and let's see how effective it can be.
Well, you know what? The only thing that's stopping Americans from pushing down the right side of the field right now is this MG42 sniper combo, which is very strong, which is good. Now that Fir3ball has revealed that sniper to Twister, Twister's going to have to do something about it. But it looks like the engagement is now going to come from the center. The Americans here moving in, just hitting a mine and engaging the single squad of Volksgrenadiers by the victory point. Again, med packs again on Volksgrenadiers. That's like we've seen that in every single game. It's not very common.
These guys like to keep their Volks present on the field. You know, there's no other way for them to heal. The Wehrmacht, of course, can't build a triage center. They can get vet and slowly heal, but if you're not planning on getting vet, then I guess investing in med packs is a good idea. Let's see, this Greyhound's up on the field now. His skirts are upgraded, and he doesn't want to sit around and fight infantry in green cover. He'd prefer to go out and protect the corners of the map and fight more vulnerable infantry. But at the moment, the map's not being harassed yet. Let's see what's happening as Aliaj moves his Volks to the left. Let's see if the M8 can shift over there and protect that territory. Is Aliaj going to pull the trigger? Is he going to go for a frontal Faust here is the question.
You were discussing a little bit, oh, well, no, looks like he's going to stay here and just keep this M8 busy, and there goes the retreat. You were discussing earlier, yeah, you were right about how the Americans have to make a choice, either go with bars or you go with an M8. And I think that with an M8, you know, it's an exceptionally powerful shock unit. Good Wehrmacht players can anticipate it, but they still won't know until they see it if it's appeared. And American players have about 2 minutes or less to really maximize the shock value of that M8. And we've seen it on Sunday Night Fights where we've had M8s that have come out of the motor pool and they've really done nothing. They've kind of floated around the back of the field, and then these are the M8s that don't have that great of an impact on the game. And then there's other times where we're seeing right now with Twister using this M8 exactly as it should be, and that is on the front lines as fast as possible to maximize that shock value before the Wehrmacht can do anything about it. And now we see he's actually going to take out an entire squad of Volksgrenadiers.
Yeah. Squad down. That was a huge window as far as M8 windows go. We're already at 10 minutes. So that M8 had a good 3 to 4 minutes to dominate the field. The pack has now hit. The pack is moving out of Fir3ball's base. He looks like he's moving back to the right. That's interesting. The M8 is doing work on the left. He knows it's over there, and yet he's moving his pack and his entire army to push the right.
Yeah, I think that's a sign that Fir3ball has given up on the left-hand side, at least for the short term. I think he's going to concentrate on solidifying what he has, possibly hoping for a stronger tech in the next 10 minutes. That's what I'm going to guess here.
I tell you what, barred up rifles are going to slaughter Vanilla Volks. With the assistance of that M8, let's see how the pack's trying to line up. He's trying to get a shot around the house. Does not even get one shot off. There is an MG there, and Volks retreat and the sniper retreat to protect the pack position. Let's see, the M8 is putting himself. Oh, he's vulnerable. Oh, he hits a mine. What a terrible break for that M8. That is like, oh, the M8, the first shot of the pack puts him down, but does not damage his engine. Twister is taking a page out of last week's book with where the M8s could just get away from any shot without a damaged engine. And look at this, he's going to survive. I thought he was dead for sure.
That was an incredibly close call for that M8. Again, incredible luck. And now it looks like the American forces have to retreat off the field as they went right into that MG42. So the M8 will survive another day. The Wehrmacht were able to hold their position down there in the south, though. So overall, that was quite an intense engagement.
Ali's been keeping his builds really tight. His grenadiers are in the center of the field. Ali's kind of starving for ammo, though. He puts down some mines, and he, you know, he's got 60 ammo here, not even enough to upgrade to the Panzerschreck, which those grenadiers surely desire.
Yeah, in terms of American forces, we've gone infantry company for right side, so we've got off-map artillery already chosen. And we've got the repairs, that quick repair of that M8 in the base right now. And American forces now moving towards the left side of the field to try and take back that territory that the Germans are taking right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that those guys loading up the off-map Howie shoot have the pack's name all over it, and Fir3ball does not want to be in this situation. Sacrificing the lives of Volks just to wipe that fuel, was it worth it? I don't know. Will they escape? Oh my goodness, they are going to get away with just a sliver of health. The second Volk squad is out now. Ali's mine spamming around the center. He really wants to protect that position against flanks and M8 rushes. Meanwhile, Twister is moving his MG to support the left. And what's amazing is, you know, this lead that Twister had has evaporated. Look at, I think, just Aliaj's microtasking, his ability to harass and fight on multiple fronts is kind of spinning Twister's head right now. Twister is having to reconsolidate his own side of the map.
You know what I also like, just shows how talented Fir3ball is. He was able to hold off all of these rampaging bars with just Vanilla Volks and the loss of an MG42 from early on. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
A double flamer push rushing up the center sends Ali's flamers away. They've got tons of infantry to fight against. One guy's down to one man. Now there's MG fire coming in from the house. They explode in a burst of flames. Here comes a huge off-map shot. Oh my god, does Ali not see it? His infantry's not moving. Oh, he got so lucky. The first shot falls really deep. He's able to walk the pack away and his infantry forward without any serious damage. Oh no, this team kill's going on. Twister's killing more of his own guys than he is of his opponent. His rifles are retreating, and Ali just got a massive break there. That first shot could have hurt him so bad.
Oh my gosh, I had to do a double take when I saw the number of green XP markers that came up from rifle deaths. Wow, talk about danger close friendly fire. That was an awful break. Wow.
Man, I'm really feeling for Twister. So much hung on where that first shell fell. He lost an entire rifle squad. They're just confirming it in chat. Oh my goodness, talk about a swing from one side of the pendulum to the other. What could have annihilated both the Volks and the Grenadiers or the pack. I mean, everything was in range. We've seen off-map shoots just going all over the place in the last couple of weeks. What could have killed tons of Wehrmacht units actually team kills an entire rifle squad.
Oh yeah, that was just unbelievable. You know, he's rebuilding the rifle squad now in his base. It just actually came out, so he's back up to 4 rifles. But what an extraordinary break right now for Fir3ball to have. I mean, he's now in a really, really good position, both map-wise and manpower game. You know, even though he lost that MG42 early on, it's not going to really affect him at this point. All he needs to do is take care of this M8, and I think he's going to be in great shape for this game. It's, you know, it's looking really good.
Well, you're not seeing any vet anywhere, so that must mean As confirmed, Ali's been teching, and a Puma is rolling out right now. Wow, these rifles are pushing in hard. They're doing great damage with their bars. Grenadier nade totally fails. Twister swarming in. Oh, guys are dying all over the place. Oh,
the
Volk
German
squad's
sniper.
getting run down. Volk squad
The
eliminated.
sniper
Let's see
went
if they
down.
can get the Grenadiers on retreat. Oh, the MG is wise to move up and defend. Another off-map shoot coming in. The pack was moving backwards. Now it's moving forward. Let's see if the MG can slow pedal away. Once again, the first shot falls really deep. There are Volks approaching that position, but once again, the Howie shot misses all their units. That's 300 ammo down the drain.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. You know, also, Twister, I think, I should say, Fir3ball lost his sniper to barred fire. It was right there in the middle.
That's
It got
the
caught
squad
between
that was lost. I was wondering what died there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? That was a really, really well-executed rifle flank from all directions, concentrating fire right in an incredibly tight little pocket there, and German forces suffered tremendously for it.
Look at this aggressive pack positioning by Fir3ball. Now that he's got the Puma to block and deal with infantry that come in and push, he can be so aggressive with this pack. I think a lot of less experienced players would not know that they can get their pack all the way up there, and here he's going to reap the rewards. There's that first shot in that really hurts coming out of Cloak, and that M8 is chased back. Fir3ball's frankly lucky he didn't lose it.
I think the Puma just killed a unit on retreat. I'm trying to see what it was. It might have been a retreating rifle squad or something like that. Or an MG. Oh, the MG42 that was stolen earlier has now been killed. Ah, that's a good break also for the German team.
So Fir3ball now strong with tier 2, tier 3 play. Twister is forced now to harass again. He's trying to cap up a bit of the right-hand side of the map. Here comes a Stug hitting the field, moving by that burning tree, escorted by 2 squads of Volks Grenadiers. The bars are pushing in.
We have lost
Guys are dying places I don't even see where.
Well, you know what? I know that Twister is doing his best trying to now combat what is a growing German armored division here in Bois de Châtelet. So an AT gun is coming out of the motor pool very quickly, being that infantry company has been chosen, so he's got rapid deployment. So this is at least going to try and stop a little bit of this German light armor, but he's going to need at least more than one if he's going to be facing Stugs and Pumas and packs all together.
That Sturm Armory is just cooking. There's another Puma on the way, and this M8 does not want to take on this Stug. He gets double vet though, sniping out a few Grens before he backs out of there. Not bad.
Oh, this M8 is on its way to being a sexy beast right now with Vet 2. It's got 12 infantry kills on it, looking good.
He's going to need to repair it because he's going to have to protect that AT gun. Look at Fir3ball's harassment work with these flamers up on the top left. He's smart, you know, multitasks, doesn't lose them. As soon as they get chased off, he gets retreated. But he managed to wipe the ammo, the +10 ammo, right outside of Twister's base.
Well, you know, ammo's important for an American player right now, especially with the off-map shoots. I mean, he's used 2 of them, like you said, spent 300 of his own munitions to basically kill one of his own rifle squads, so that's not a really good return on investment there, obviously. And if, you know, Fir3ball knows he's going to keep using Pack 38s, he's going to want to starve the American for as much fuel as munitions as he possibly can. So now we have the reveal of that 57mm anti-tank gun. Took a couple of really good shots against that Stug, forced it to retreat. So it looks like the Americans are going to now stake their claim on the right side of the field here, and this is where Twister is going to fight back.
Aliash has just teched up to tier 4. He's building some new Pioneers. Let's see if that Panzer Command Center will come up next. He hasn't been spending his fuel anywhere else. These Grenadiers need to be careful.
All right, here's the American
it's really
push.
popping off. Twister needs to reposition that AT gun.
Now start firing.
Everybody's
AT gun now.
dwindling.
Please start firing.
The pack is going to start laying in shots on the Greyhound. This is where your ability to micro a combined armed force really comes into play. The Pumas move away out of the 57 fire, and the
oh my
M8
gosh, these
backs
rifles
out
are
of the
going to
pack
go
fire.
down. Oh no! There's rifles going down on retreat. Oh,
And they have
Pumas are going to
vet.
chase.
2 Pumas, take them down.
Down they went.
We have
You know
a
what? I think they had
firestorm
actually.
on the right coming in. Twister sees it, backs away, saves his units. Oh, but a stray shot hits the AT gun really hard. It's now down to half health, but it's still scaring that Stug away.
He needs to get out of there. That's way too close to flames for my taste.
Yeah, it's got full vehicle health, but the infantry are down to about 40%. Oh, look at this M8 providing line of sight against the Stug. The Stug misses the M8. And Ali is just chilling with his 2 Pumas in pack over by the center. He could easily just kind of blast in there.
He's looking good, and you know, the other sad thing about that rifle squad that went down to those 2 Pumas is that it had picked up a 3rd bar. So it was like extra powerful barred infantry.
Oh.
It's always a shame.
Reporting.
Just going to pop the fog of war on. They can't see each other at all. I'm looking from Ali's perspective. He cannot see a single American unit.
Well, you know what? I think that the balance of power rests with Ali right now. He controls both victory points. He's got a very strong presence on the field. And the Americans are going to be the ones that are going to have to crack this nut in order to get at those victory points. And the way Twister wants to do it is with a tank depot now being built in his base.
Yeah, how sweet is it that they've both gone tier 4? I mean, you just never see that in a 1v1. We're going to get tank depot units versus Panzer Command units. I am loving it.
Yeah, he has enough fuel already for a Sherman, almost enough manpower as well. He knows his AT gun is incredibly important to his game, so he's brought it all the way back to the triage center to heal it up. He probably knows he can't afford the manpower game of buying another AT gun since he's going to be saving up for Shermans, and I hope not a Croc, because that would not be a good choice at this point. We've got engagements, though, on the right side. We got rifles, though, in a really bad position here, getting flamed, and Grenadiers just whittling them down here. This is not looking good for the right side. Oh, M8 to the rescue. That's what we needed. There we go. M8's back to the rescue. Pushes German forces back off so this VP stays in American hands.
We have a Panzer Fir halfway built out of the Panzer Command in the Wehrmacht base. And when that big bad boy hits the field, we'll see how Twister tries to deal with it. Are you cooking yet? I see your tank depots cooking. What you got coming for us?
Oh, there's sparks coming out of there. There are sparks, and you guessed it. It's big bad Mr. Sherman, American heavy cavalry. Be ready in about 20 seconds hitting the field. So we're going to have a tremendous amount of armor combat here on the right, I think, because that's where these 2 men seem to be wanting to engage each other. And this rifle squad's going to go down! Another one! Oh, no! They dropped both bars! Oh, look at those juicy bars laying on the field there for some Grenadiers to come and pick up.
Pioneers here.
Yeah, those Grenadiers need it too, because, you know, with no vet, they've been getting chewed up and giving veterans away to rifles, and look at, they're making a beeline for those bars.
Man, Twister has just had the worst luck with rifles. He shells his own, and then he loses them on retreat to just the rampaging Pumas. Oh man,
the Panzer Grenadiers were giggling when they picked up those barred rifles, those Browning automatics. Man, they were like, "Ha ha ha! Look what the Amis left for us." They're not going to help him against the Sherman, though.
All right, Stickies also have been upgraded, and oh man, Pumas again eating up rifles on retreat on the left-hand side of the field. Man, those rifles barely made it out of there alive, as did that M8. Looks like it took a few pack shots to the ass, too. All right, here we go. Tier 3 versus Tier 4. Oh, and Tier 4. Oh my gosh, here we go. American cavalry in trouble in the water. Got it back up against just these 2 big guns here, facing them down. Right into the waiting arm.
You just never, ever see a P4 and a Stug going up against a Sherman and an AT gun in a 1v1. This is so rare. I'm really enjoying it. Nice flank by the rifles coming around all the way around the right-hand side to move that MG off. But now they got to deal with this just filthy armor here. These 2 Pumas, the Stug, they're going to try to play ring around this house. Let's see how long they can stay in there.
You know, these are like the bravest riflemen in the war, because they're basically behind the house and they're like, they take a peek around and like, what's over there? Oh, I see a Stug, and a Panzer IV, and a Puma, and another Puma. And like, what do you think we should do? Let's wait for backup.
Exactly. Call for backup. Or just run away. In the shadow of the house, like, just run.
They used the radio to call in some artillery.
They did. They called it in, and look at Twister's pushing. He knows he can't wait forever here. He's pushing in. The Sherman is going after this P4. That's going to be a tough battle. Those are both very strong tanks. The rifles are going to get a nice sticky in on the Stug, who is not really doing much. I mean, that Stug could also be helping with the Sherman, but he's just not in position.
You know what? This Sherman's done great work against this P4, hitting it right in the butt. A lot of rear armor shots have taken that P4 all the way down to 25% health. Now it's in damaged engine territory,
Sherman,
and that American AT gun could possibly also come up and help finish this job. Finally, now it's facing front. But you know what?
Another rifle squad annihilated. More bars dropped.
Oh boy!
Twister just can't keep his infantry alive.
Oh, if we get
He almost got the Stug.
Grens,
He almost got the P4. He did get the Stug. Nice work with the AT gun.
Reporting.
oh, he's gonna need
but
it.
man,
he needs to, oh.
These Pumas, they're on like kill retreating guys duty, right? That's all they're doing. They're just sitting there picking off retreating squads.
It is. They're like sweep up duty. That's all. They're just janitorial services.
And now a Panther hits the field. That's gonna be tough to counter with just one AT gun.
I'm sorry.
Although,
I'm still looking at these.
Fir3ball
these
showing
sexy
his rear end is not the way you use the Panther properly.
Oh, look at Pumas coming up around
What
behind.
was
Oh boy.
that pack doing over there? The pack was doing some. Oh, another squad annihilated by these two Pumas. They have now annihilated 3 retreating squads. I've never seen so many dropped bars in a 1v1 game.
You know what? Actually, these Grenadiers can't pick up the bars because they've picked up so many. Each of these have 2.
They're full.
They're full. They're like, oh, bars, they don't need them anymore. We're full.
There's a fire sale on bars.
So things are starting to get a little desperate
Get your bars
actually,
here. Get them while they're hot.
because we've got fully repaired German armor and under-repaired American armor, and certainly no infantry support on the field right now. I think Twister needs to get it together here with something. Maybe Rangers? I don't know what would help him at this point. Maybe an off-map shoot that actually hits something?
He got tough breaks on those first 2 shoots. That could have really swayed the battle if they'd killed some of the other guys instead of just his own guys. Now you've got to deal with this large Wehrmacht army, and you know Aliaj has not had to build any units recently after the Panther. So now that he's got the Kampfkraft Center up, he's just spamming vet out, and these tanks are about to be double vet.
Yeah, and also, I mean, he's in a great position strategically because he doesn't have to do anything really aggressive to win. He just needs to hold territory. It's now incumbent upon the Americans to try and push into the center or something. I don't know. The center doesn't look like a very good choice, being the amount of resources that are there. This is going to be a tough one.
The rifles are charged with collecting the debris on the right-hand side. They pick up a bar, and now they're hopping on that pack. That's pretty good steal over there.
Well, he needs it, and he can't afford to have any loss of anti-vehicle capabilities right now because that Sherman has just been sitting there under-repaired. It needs to, you know, you can't lose a Sherman at this point.
Man, this double vet Panther is just having its way with everything that's on the field. The rifles tried to make a run at it and put some stickies in there, but Ali was paying attention, microing the Panther back so that they couldn't get the shot off, and now the Panther is moving in on Twister's base. And I just don't see a way. What is this, a V1 coming in? Where is it going to be?
Falling?
Could be supply yard. Let's see.
Oh, boy.
What? Where was it? NTD, help me.
Oh,
on the
you know,
Sherman.
it was back by the Sherman. Oh, man.
And it
there was an
almost
AT
killed
gun
the
and a Sherman.
The AT gun is gone. The Sherman is down to a sliver. The P4 now at full health, moving over to sweep up what is left of the American armor. Man, it is looking like lights out for the Twister in this one. Ali's all over the place.
Yeah.
Down goes the Sherman. Where the Panther has moved around. The Panther is flanking. Still has avoided getting stickied. Now Panther versus M8, that's not a matchup you like. The M18 is going to help a bit, but with the P4 fully healthy and the Panther there, all he has to do is back away from these stickies. Maybe he doesn't even care anymore. He might be hung up between the VP and the hedge. He's still backing out. Triple vet Axis Tier 4 armor. Check out the skirts on that Panzer IV. GG!
There goes the GG.
Whoa! Man!
Well played.
Take us to
Well
the
played by
video!
Fir3ball.
to snap my fingers like I'm a disco howl. Down, 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 ba-doo-doo, bow. All right, guys, that's 2-1 in favor of Ali. That's 3-0 for the Wehrmacht, dominating this SNF. We can only hope that the trend continues, that Twister can reach down deep and continue his Cinderella story. He's got to win Game 4 to push this thing further on Bois du Châtelet. Think he could do it, Yoink?
We are going to find out right after this.